how a single point in a rectangular coordinate system corresponds to an ordered pair of real. Just imagine you're traveling with your backpack and trying to stay in a hostel. Your assigned spot in the hostel can be considered a point, whereas the ordered pair of your room and the following bad numbers represents the coordinates. So if a point is positive, the point will be located to the right of the y-axis. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'd like to introduce the basic concepts of rectangular coordinates. We're going to have a look at how a single point in a rectangular coordinate system corresponds to an ordered pair of real numbers that represents its coordinates. You might find this topic a bit boring since it barely includes a formula or some sort of figures that make a topic feel like a usual one in mathematics. Nevertheless, I hope this video could be helpful for anyone watching it to extend the boundaries of thinking in mathematics, which might be helpful for understanding in further topics in mathematics, such as vector spaces or polar coordinates, and some other topics in mathematics you will come across in the future. Right, shall we begin with an example? I'm pretty sure that none of the viewers watching this video are uni students at the moment, but just imagine you're traveling with your backpack and trying to stay in a hostel. The picture, you walk inside the building to check in, and once you click the step at reception and show them your passport, they will give you the key card and inform you of room number, followed by a bed number, yeah? Now, let's say you're assigned the 6th bed of room 2. Usually, 206 would be jotted down on your key card in this case, but what I'd like us to think about is can we call out your designated space as 2, 6, where the first number indicates your room number, and then the bed number follows as a second after a comma, so that we can make your cozy spot coordinates tailored for yourself. In the same way, if someone were to stay in the 4th bed of room 8, we might say his coordinate would be 8, 4. The previous example actually mirrors how we assign coordinates in the rectangular coordinate system, where every single point has its own ordered pair of numbers. Your assigned spot in the hostel can be considered a point, whereas the ordered pair of your room and the following bed numbers represents the coordinates. However, I should say the actual coordinate system is a bit more complicated than this case, since we can take not only natural numbers, just like in this case, but also the whole set of real numbers for coordinates such as square root of 3 or natural log of 2. Those are sort of numbers outside the natural numbers can also work. In short, any real number can be either the x or y coordinate of a point in the coordinate system. Would you like to do a practice? So first of all, I want you to pick any 2 real numbers and arrange them in a specific order. Any 2 real numbers, but arranged in an order would be absolutely fine. So take a moment to think about it. So right guys, and welcome back. What did you choose? My selections are -1 and 2, which is quite simple. And maintaining this order is very important since it's completely different from 2 and -1, where the order is reversed. Okay, from now on, we'd like to see what kind of information the coordinates contain, especially when it comes to the location of the point corresponding to the coordinates. And just as a side note, the higher the dimension, the more information a point contains, since additional data is required to specify a point in a more complex space. So, and I hope I can discuss this topic further in physics later. Probably you know this, but just in case, we use parentheses to present the coordinates of a point. For example, the coordinates -1 and 2 in that order are represented as a -1, 2, not 2, -1. Also, some capital letters are generally used to label a point, For example, p equals -1, 2 here. P labels the coordinates and its corresponding points. By the way, the values inside the parentheses of course represent the x and y coordinate respectively. Each coordinate provides information about where a point should be located. So when we examine a coordinate, we need to interpret two properties. First, we must check the sign of the coordinate, as it indicates which side of the coordinate axis the point lies on. So let me explain this in detail, starting with the x-coordinate. So if the x-coordinate of a point is positive, the point will be located to the right of the y-axis. And then if it's negative, it will be located to the left of the y-axis. So similarly, for the y-coordinate, if the y-coordinate is positive, the point will be located on the x-axis. And if it's negative, it will be located below the x-axis.